Okay, starting over here with my carrot bed, and not really much to show you guys. It's completely cleared out. It's been reseeded. The soil has remained really damp, but I haven't really seen any action on this bed. And I'm taking a look real quick right now. I see a few carrot seeds that are starting to pop up, so we'll check back here in a couple weeks, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more in this bed. Okay. This bed, same story, haven't cleaned it out yet, and I haven't bought seeds yet to put carrots in here. So when I buy some carrots, this whole bed will get cleared out, except for maybe that kale and that one cabbage that's down there. The rest of this will be cleared out, and it'll be carrots only. Okay, let's move on to the third bed. This is moving pretty quickly. The squashes here are almost hip high. This one here is actually about hip high, so these things are definitely getting big. Let's see if there's any fruits. No fruits, but you can see the flowers down there. Same deal on that one. There's one over there that I'm going to put on a pole. This yellow one here needs to be put on a pole. That one does have a flower, does have a fruit on it. It's over there on the other side. We can't see it, but I'll walk over there in a second. So that one's doing well. And same idea with this one. We got flowers on it, but nothing to harvest off of it. These tomatoes are coming around. You see this plant here, it's got some tomatoes on it. Same thing there. So that's pretty cool. And there's more flowers, so this will continue to keep flowering. Here's that squash I was telling you is on here. Look at that. I think that's ready to pluck, actually. Leave that on there one more day. I'll take that off tomorrow. It's a little late today. Here's the next bed. Beets are still looking good. They're actually starting to get bigger and plumper, so here in the next week or so I'll get those off. Malabar spinach is taken to the trellis and doing fine. We got these other ones down here that aren't quite as big, but they're getting there. Like you see that one starting to get a little leggy, if you will. So that's cool. That's a good thing. Broccoli doing real well. I like broccoli greens. Haven't plucked any off yet this year. I might do that this week. This dill plant looks pretty good. I've had the deadheaded a couple of times. Here's another spot where I'm going to have to clip it off. It keeps on wanting to go to seed. So I think this plant's done, but I've got a whole bunch more over there, and I'll show you guys that in here in a second. Last thing in this bed, cucumbers. I think something got in this bed and ate that leaf off, because I didn't tear it off, and it's not anywhere to be found around here. But anyways, the new thing about these is that they've got these little feelers out, and so they are trellis ready. As soon as I can get this part of the trellis worked down, it's a little bent up, so I'll just have to bend it down a little bit. But these guys are ready to take to the trellis, and after they do that, they'll probably be flowering and fruiting after that. So excited about my straight 8 cucumbers. Let's go to the last bed as I climb my way through the garden. Here's another tomato and another tomato plant. They're doing fine. There aren't any fruits on them yet, but they are flowering, so they'll be giving me some tomatoes soon. These watermelons, though, my goodness, are just climbing and climbing. This is right at eye level. Just wonderful. I can do the same thing over here. The sweet passions, they're not quite at eye level, but they're it's filling out the trellis a lot more as it climbs up. So I'm okay with it being slow like that, slow and steady climbing up. Whereas this one I've had to train quite a bit. I've had to turn some of them sideways and let some of them climb up. So both will do fine. They'll both do fine. They've got little tiny watermelons on each of them. Let me see if I can find one. Little beginnings of watermelons. Bear with me, guys. I was excited. Oop, there goes one. See if I can get her to focus. There it is. You see that little sucker there? The beginning of a watermelon right there. the Alibaba. So that'll be very, very exciting. There's several of them on here. I just wanted to pick out one. See if I can get one on the other plant. Because it was also showing me some good signs. I think that one is one right there. Yeah, so I think that's the beginning of another melon. It's got a little flower on the end of it, so that'll be cool to have those. Here's the pumpkin plant, and it is way above eye level. As you see, it is just continuing to go. So at some point in time, we'll have to bring that back down the trellis, but doing really well. I got to show you guys the herbs and stuff at the bottom of this same bed. There's some Swiss chard, so chard's right down the center. And there's a whole row of it. It actually needs to be plucked. It's doing really well. Over here in this corner, there's a basil, little tiny basil, doing good. There's one we actually bought from the grocery store, those live, I think they call them live herbs or whatever. We bought some basil and clipped a good chunk of it and then put the rest of it in the soil. Seems to be doing just fine. There's the other watermelon that's not quite taken to the trellis yet. Let's see, what is in the next part of the bed? Oh yeah, the cilantro. So here's the cilantro. Seems to be doing pretty good. We've got a couple different batches of it. On the other side there are oregano patches. There's one there. There's another patch there. Got some other oregano growing out there. So that'll be all filled in with oregano. And I said something about dill. There's the dill. Another big old patch of dill. So tons of dill. Not to worry about that other patch that was going in the bowl. Okay, this patch will do more than make up for that. Let me show you guys my tomato wall next. Alright, here's the tomato wall. And as you can see, I staked up a couple of them. Some of them are still flopped down, and I bought some more taller stakes. So I'll stake those up with the taller ones and get them off of the ground. And there's a couple of them that are fruiting on this one too. They look a lot like the other plant, so I'm not going to bother to show it to you guys. But there's a couple on here that'll be giving me some tomatoes pretty soon. That's my garden update. Hope you guys like that. If you did, hit the thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to see more. Talk to you guys later.